I have to visit my orthodontist to fix my orthogonal teeth growing in. Orthogonal. O-R-T-H-O-G-O-N-A-L. Orthogonal. And if you really want to get complicated, you can change that adjective into a noun by referring to orthogonality. But let's just talk about orthogonal things. Orthogonal is a great word that was actually suggested for this podcast by Reddit user IR Raymaker. So thank you, IR Raymaker. It's also a great word that many other engineers and non-engineers might appreciate. So orthogonality is in multiple fields related to engineering, but the most obvious one to me is mechanical engineering or physical things or even geometry and math. It refers to things that are at right angles to each other. So if you have one line and then you have another line perpendicularly cutting through that first line, those two lines are orthogonal to each other. And if you have a plane, and then you cut that plane with another plane at a right angle, well, those two planes are orthogonal. And if you happen to have three planes that intersect each other, like if you were making a CAD model and you start off with your datum planes and they're all at right angles to each other, they're all orthogonal or mutually orthogonal or perpendicular. So why do we use the word orthogonal when we could just use perpendicular? I don't know. That's kind of the reason why I think engineering and math and all these other fields are sometimes full of jargon. But that's okay. It's a cool word. I like saying orthogonal, orthogonal, orthogonal. It's kind of hard to say 3 times. Beyond geometry and physical stuff, orthogonality applies to more abstract things. So in math, if you are an engineer, you might recall thinking about orthogonal vectors and orthogonal planes, but also orthogonal functions. And I had to look up what that was again. I forgot. And I won't pretend to know what the importance of them are, but it's like when you take two functions and you multiply them by each other and then you take the integral of it, well, that integral goes to 0. Those original functions are orthogonal. I'm sure it has some significance, maybe with electrical engineering. You can message me to tell me what that is. But then there's also orthogonality in statistics. They use it to refer to parameters or factors or variables that are independent. So changing one factor won't affect the other factor. And in computer science, similarly, they refer to orthogonality refers to being able to change one part of your software and it's not going to affect the other parts of your software. It's related to the idea of modularity. When I think about orthogonality in general in all these technical fields, it sounds like when you refer to anything that any situation where one aspect is very different from the other aspect. So when you have two orthogonal planes, when you project one plane onto the other, that plane will disappear into a line. So just like orthogonal factors in statistics or computer science or other things, affecting one factor will not affect the other. Orthogonal is our engineering word of the day. Hi, this is Pius Wong, your resident engineer and host. I just wanted to invite you to check out the K-12 Engineering Education Podcast, because if you're listening to this show, the Engineering Word of the Day, then you might be interested in that podcast too. Want more information? Just go over to k12engineering.net. Thanks.